Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you are in this great, great world. We're going to talk about XRP. Now, this video is going to kind of pick right up where yesterday's video left off. But at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about the one thing about XRP that no one really wants to talk about. So let's take a look. Is it possible that China and Russia are really uniting to fight the onset of a new world order? Think about it. Dictators, even as evil as Putin and Xi are, would never allow, as dictators, a one world government. You know Biden and most of the EU are on board. Something to think about. And why would they want to give up their power and join a one world government? So maybe they are fighting against the New World Order. China officially declares George Soros a global terrorist. He's the son of Satan. Chinese Communist Party labels billionaire globalist the most evil person in the world. Now, if the Chinese Communist Party is calling you evil, you must be a pretty evil person. But why is anyone even still listening to George Soros? That's my question. Because look, he's 92 years old. By the time we have to live with what they're trying to create, he'll be long gone, as well as Klaus, who's 84 years old, and Biden, who's 79 years old. I think it's time to get new, much younger leadership that has a whole different vision for the future. Because guess what? These people won't be around in the future, but we'll still have to live with their new world order. This is all part of the prelude to the transition to the New World Order, replacement of the money with encrypted electronic currency, points. You will be happy. Why are global currencies headed towards convergence? In order to make it easier to obtain a digital currency. And we see how all the money's coming to be worth about the same amount right now. Brussels, Belgium, first nuclear reactor in Belgium will be shut down today despite high power prices due to a law on nuclear phase out. And we already see energy crisis happening. And now they want to shut down even more nuclear reactors, causing even higher energy bills for the people in Belgium. Protest in Belgium after the shutdown of Doel 3 power plant. But here, no one even protests really anything important anymore. And the thing is, at some point, they're going to want to shut down the nuclear reactors inside of the U.S. also. Invitation to the final shutdown of German nuclear power plants. And this is happening around the world right now. The reason they must shut down nuclear plants is because if you have nuclear, then there's no justification for renewables or the $369 billion in subsidies and kickbacks they require. Again, so let's take a look at nuclear energy for a minute. So nuclear energy is not clean or carbon-free. While nuclear reactors do not emit carbon dioxide at the point of power generation, so while they're up and running, they're not emitting any carbon dioxide. The nuclear fuel chain is responsible for carbon emissions during mining, milling, enriching, construction, transportation, and decommissioning. So when they shut down the nuclear reactor and decommission it, it actually emits carbon dioxide. So maybe it's more harmful to shut it down than to keep it running. Then there's this. Global food supply crisis may worsen due to poor U.S. harvest. Of course we're headed into a food crisis. Why? How can that be left out when we have every other crisis going on? And these are man-made crises. This isn't something that's just happening or by chance. They're causing it to happen. We need to wake up. At this point, we could probably still stop all of this. But you need to be a voice. You have to fight back against it. Otherwise, it will happen and we will have to accept it. U.S. debt is skyrocketing like never before. A large portion of our debt has been recently created since 2008 global financial crisis. And in 20 years, the U.S. 5x default risk. And as far as credit derivatives, we 6.6x that. And the M2 money supply, 4.5x. And this keeps growing. Our money at this point is backed by nothing but empty promises. That's why when other countries are backing their currency by gold, they will become a much stronger country. When the stock market crash accelerates, pundits will say the Federal Reserve made a mistake by raising rates too fast. They will be incorrect. The mistake was the ginormous money printing created the biggest bond bubble in U.S. history. And at some point, the stock market is going to crash. XRP right now is doing very good. We're seeing green candles. Everybody's euphoric right now about XRP. So let's continue on. The 1929 stock market crash got us into this mess. A 2022 stock market collapse will get us out, which is why the gold standard is so important. You can't print money you can't print what you don't have in physical reserves. Paper money is supposed to be a constituent of physical gold and silver. You have to have whatever money we have backed by something. Kind of like the IMF saying they're stable coins, but we have to back them by something. That's why it's so important. Because if it's backed by empty promises, guess what? The paper isn't worth anything anyway. That's why they're so quick to print it all the time. The time has come to classify XRP as a currency, commodity. XRP is a security, XRP is not a security. And it's only in the US. At some point, we are going to need XRP. I think it's going to come sooner than we all think. I really think after the elections, all of a sudden a major food crisis is going to break out. A major energy crisis is going to break out for sure. And I think very early next year, if not by the end of this year, we're going to see the stock market take a big, huge correction and possibly a crash at some point next year. Then the new financial system will come in and XRP will fix all of those problems. So now we're going to talk about XRP and the one thing that everybody is reluctant to talk about, but we're going to talk about it on this channel because if it has to do with XRP, guess what? I'm talking about it. So here's their plans. Go sign up for their XRP system of CBDCs. Go cashless and they'll own you. Oh, you have to take their Mark of the Beast tracking and surveillance system too via a chip, either on your hands or forehead. But I heard they came up with a pill to just swallow it down. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And again, so many people in the comments on a lot of my videos say to me, you do know XRP is the Mark of the Beast. All over crypto Twitter, people say that also. But I don't think XRP is the Mark of the Beast. I think the chips that they want to put in us is the Mark of the Beast, but it will be tied to the financial system also. So, World Order 2020. 060606, Mark of the Beast, applicants, Microsoft Technology Licensing. Now, Microsoft, I could definitely see giving out the Mark of the Beast because I believe Bill Gates is not a very good person at all. And then there's this. So, cryptocurrency system using body activity data. So we see how the sensor, then the user device, communication to the network tied to cryptocurrency. But along inside of this, they also talk about being able to understand your thinking process. So in other words, if you're thinking negative thoughts about the government, maybe they shut down your money. Maybe that's where they were going with that. But this doesn't look good at all. Then there's this. Say hello to the XRP Ledger chip implant. Keep your wallet with you at all times. Now, I almost want to say that this was some sort of FUD that came out because it's tied directly to Ripple only. But why not XLM? Because XLM is going to be needed for person-to-person payments. So BiChip, microchip implant, is now implementing Ripple payment systems in the product. This means that the microchip owners will not be needing to connect their microchip to their bank accounts anymore. Now, most people said, I would easily, if they put it into a ring, I would wear the ring. Other people say, just give me the card and I'll use the card. But I think that the evil people of the world want to put the chip in you. I do truly believe that chip is the Mark of the Beast. Because if you read Revelations, it talks all about the hands and the forehead, the wrist and the forehead, and it also talks about end times. But I don't believe Ripple is the bad guy here. So, what do you think of David Schwartz and Ripple's XRP? Is it the technology of the Mark of the Beast system or the answer to the Great Reset? So think about it. We know XRP is amazing technology for cross-border payments. And we now know that BRICS nations are going to use XRP. It's almost 100% guaranteed. And we know the BRICS is going to back their digital currencies by gold. So they're going to have the upper hand. Of course they are, because anything that's backed by something precious is backed by something. The US money is backed by nothing. So they get the upper hand, and they use XRP as their way of sending money back and forth from one country to another. Maybe they get the upper hand and fight off the New World Order, as we talked about early in this video. And maybe they use XRP for good. We don't have to fall under the New World Order. Maybe it loses traction and fades away. We need to see where this goes from here. But I do not believe that XRP is the mark of the beast. But I do believe the chip system that Microsoft and the World Economic Forum wants to put in us is definitely probably the mark of the beast. With that said, I'm going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Please click the like and subscribe button as it helps this channel grow. Have a great night.